Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach .NET Core. Today is the first day. Let me see, right? So nowadays all the developers are using .NET Core. What is the difference between .NET Framework and .NET Core? Here I just type on Google. Here this one should be the .NET Core and .NET Framework difference. Here developers use .NET Framework to create the Windows application and server-based application. So .NET Core used to create the server application that run on Windows, Linux and Mac, right? So here what is the thing is here, the advantage is you can run any operating system if you are using the .NET Core. It is recently it will be released, okay? So you can use any operating system, whether you can use Mac or Linux or Windows or Fedora, and every operating system you can run. Okay, that is the advantages of .NET Core. In .NET Framework you can't do it. Okay, only then that's why Microsoft introduced the new thing .NET Core. Okay, this is the difference between .NET Framework and .NET Core. Right. Now let me see how to install the Visual Studio. The latest version you must install. Then you will be able to get more functionality. So you just go to the Windows Visual Studio 2019. If you type on Google, you will be get the result like this. Okay, here if you click on this one, it goes to the respective website for download, Visual Studio 2019, right? So when you are download the version, okay, if you are here, if you are go here, there will be the three choices are there. Community edition, professional edition and enterprise edition. Here if you click download, here you can see only Microsoft given us only the community edition for free. Others are they include the charges, right? So if you are going to the download, you will be able to see the charges, right? The community edition is free, right? This is not a free, this is all the charges, right? Here community edition you will be able to work, okay, it's no problem. So if you want to add some more, here you can read whatever they are given for enterprise edition and professional edition. So if you like to buy, you will be able to buy here, right? Enterprise or professional you can buy here, right? So here if you are the individual, if you are using on the individual for studies purpose on everything, you can use it the community edition for free, right? If you click on this one, you will be able to install it. Okay, I also installed the community edition only. Okay, right. So when you install the community edition, you will be able to get it here. Go to the here Visual Studio 19. Okay, this is one. Okay, if you click on this one, this one should be the community edition, right here. Okay, if you click on this, you will be able to see the screen like this, Visual Studio screen. Here there will be the get started. All the things are there. First we have to create a new project. Click on this, create a new project, right? You will be get the user interface look like this, right? So here you can notice that here this is I told that is a platform independent. You can see any operating system, you will be able to run the programming. So here you can choose here Windows application, C# Windows. Okay, here you can choose the operating system or Windows or Linux or any operating you can show. Okay, here I am working on Windows machine, so we have to use Windows. So here what is the application you are going to run here, console or desktop or any, what is the operating system, what is the application you can run here, C#, right? So you will be able to search over here, right? If you want Windows application, you can you have to here Windows, it will be display the relevant properties, right? Windows. Okay, here it will be search and display. Okay, now I am going to the first time I am going to use the console application. So first we have to select the language C#, Windows. This is our operating system, we are running on the Windows. We have which application you are writing now. The first time I am running on console application, so we have to click on console. Is a console application. Here you can see here console, right? So the Windows result will be displayed over here, right? So we have no need this one. The console application, we will select the console, right? This is a console, right? Here you can see here .NET Core. Okay, you can have two choices, .NET Framework and .NET Core. You have to select this one. Here you can see here. Okay, so here click on this one, and here it will show here C#, Linux, Mac OS, Windows, all the stuff it will be running. Here in .NET Framework, you will be only running on Windows only. Other platform you can't run. If you run, it show the error, you can't run. And if you are make the setting here, if you are choose the .NET Core, you can run any operating system, Linux or every operating system you can run. Okay, select the .NET Core. Next, here you can give the console application name. First is my first program, so I am going to give first. Click create. Now your first is already exit. I have already done this one, that's why it's to right. First one I give here. Right. Now you have some time to create this project. Okay. Now you can see the project has been created successfully. Here its default is created hello world application over here, right? So here you can see on your right side, this one should be the dependencies. Here these are the dependencies, right? Here all the classes are there. If you are expanding the dependencies, you can see all the inside the framework. You have a framework inside here. This is the .NET Core namespaces. This all the namespaces are there, right? System. These are called as namespaces, right? Okay. System. This defaultly available. This system here. Here this is the namespace, right? In order to run this console application, you have to write the system. This is the namespace which you are running. Okay. This is a example, right? Program.css. This is the default class program.css. Now let's run the application. How to run the application? This is just run. Okay. If you click on this one, it will be build your project. If there is any error, it will be successfully here. There is no issues found. It will be successfully show your result. Hello world. Okay. It will be running and show the directory and everything here. You no need this one. Here you simply write. Only you need hello world only. So you have to write console dot write line. Here read line. Read line or read right. Read line mean this one should be the write. Console dot write line mean you are writing hello world programming. Read line mean it will be reading. Whatever you are writing, it will be reading. Okay. Okay. Now let's run and show the output. Here it's hello world. Only hello world are displayed. Very simple program. Right. This is how we have to write the programming. Very simple application. Okay. You successfully run your .NET Core first hello world programming. Now whatever name you can give here. Here my name is Raja, so you can write Raja. You can run it. You will be able to see the result Raja over here. Right? Very simple. Okay. You can run it. Okay. Now let me see how to add two numbers. So we have to write 3, 2 plus 2. If you are run it, you will be able to see the answer 4. This is how we have to use the arithmetic operators. Okay, so what are the operators are there? Plus, control C to copy, control V to place here. This one should be minus, division, here, multiply, right. So here we have to run and check. You can see all the result over here. Very simple. Okay, here the programming, the codes are not different, only same, right? Only that code will be the .NET Framework will be changed as a code. This is a simple example. Okay, right. This is a very simple one. Right. Now I am going to go to discuss about the constructor of the class. Right. So I am going to create another class. Okay. So very simple. This class is programming. I am going to create another class. Okay. This is inside the this is the class name program. Inside the class we have a main method. Inside the main method we can run any programming, right? So I am going to give the another class. This is a private class, right? So we have to write student, right? Student, open curly brace and close statement, right? Another important stuff I am going to telling, there are many students not aware of this stuff. Okay, if you are not putting here put here the access specifier before the class, it automatically taken this class as a private. This is the class you can access. This is a private class. These are the private class. Okay, if you make as a public class, you can make here as a public. Okay, okay, whatever you can write the method or variable, you can access only through this class. Okay, right. If you are putting a public, you can access anywhere of the program. Right. Now here first is a private class. Here you have to create the public. Here public you have to create as a constructor. The same name. What is the name? Class name student. The same name I am going to create the constructor. Okay, what is the constructor? What is the class name? The same name you have to create the method name. Okay, so we are called as constructor. Okay, what is the class name? The same name, the method should be there. It's called as constructor. Okay, right. After that, this is the public method. This is called as empty constructor. We not pass any argument, so we have called as this constructor as empty constructor, right? So how the look like a parameterized constructor. So the same thing, control C to copy, control V to paste here. Here we have to specify the values. So int a comma int b, right? Int a, int b. Okay, these are the called as parameters. These are called as parameters. You can, if you move the cursor, it will be showing int a parameter. If you go here, it move the cursor. This is also parameter. It is called as b int b. It's also a parameter. It show here. Okay, it's automatically .NET Core framework will be easily it will be show this is the frame parameter, right? So now here I am going to create two variables. So what is the variable I am going to create here is public. I am going to create the public variables. Okay, these are called as a properties. Okay, public variable int x. So public variable. Another thing we have to create public int means a data type int y, right? This is simple stuff. Okay, this is called as variables. This is called as data type. This is called as access specifier public. If you have put the variable, if you put the access specifier public, you can access these variables anywhere of the program, right? Now here this is a public method. Okay, we are running here this x equal this a, we are equal into this a. Again this y equal into b. Okay, let's do the sticks, right? Now I am going to create two methods below. You can check here. I will be explaining it. Don't worry about that. This one called as properties. These are called as properties. Now I am going to implement the methods. This one, first one should be public int add. This is a method. Here return. We have to put the return keyword. Return x plus y. I hope you all learn these things. I hope you all learn about these things. If you have put the int mean, it will be written. If you are putting the void, it won't return. If you have put the int here, data type here, it will be written. Okay, so this is a method. If you are creating a method like this, you have create two methods. One is add, another one is a multiply. Multiply, anything. Okay. Now you can see here x, I have write like this. Okay, this is a thing we have to write. Okay, these are methods, right? Now here you can see here this is the called as properties. Okay, now if I run this program, what is the output? Nothing will be output. There is no output, because if you are writing here, I haven't called any things inside. If you are running here, if you want to running here, you have to instantiation to here. You have to instantiation the class. Okay, so first what I am going to do is here, you have to write the instantiation here. So we have to write instantiation. You have to write student, class name student. you have to create the object of the class student class and create object student equal, you have to write the student class, right. So now what I am going to do is here, you can see here the student, I am going to access the, this one should be the public, so we can easily access here student dot x, student dot x equal, you have to write the value 100. Again student dot y equal 200. Now I am going to call this method, whichever method you can print the value. So I am going to write here int tot equal student, what is the method we are calling, add method. First we have to call add method, so you can see the result, what is the result will be. Okay, so we have to write the console dot write line to print and see dot write line dot, you can see the result over here, right. Now what I did here is, so I am going to print the, I have to give the value of x, so x means this one, right. This is a public, this all the things are public variable properties, so you have to access the public method over here. So you have to write the x equal equal a, this is the method, okay, this argument, this is the property, set it here, this is the set it here, right. Okay, this is a class level data, right, this is a parameterized data, that's the difference, right. This is a class level data, this is the parameterized data. The class data, class level data, we have to set into the parameterized data, right. So when you student dot x equal 100, so it is coming here, what happen is, it is calling the method, which method, add method I am going to call it. You have to assigning this variable, you have to give here x equal 100, y equal, you have to give here 200. So after that we have to create a variable int dot equal student dot add. If you are called the add method, what happening, this goes here, what are the value you are entered here, 100 and 200, it will be added and show the answer over here, right. So let's run and check, right click and you can run here, you can run here, you will be able to see the answer is 300. Okay, after that if you are instead of the add function, you have to add as a multiply. We have created two functions, multiply and add. So if you are call it here, you can see here the answer, which one should be the multiply and show the answer. I hope you guys you understood so far. In my next tutorial I am going to explain the object oriented concept in .NET Core. Thank you for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. This is the part 2 tutorial of .NET Core application. Let's continue this. So here today I am going to explain how the get set method works, right. So that I have bring this video. There are many students who ask me from that how the get and set method working in C#.NET Core. Okay, this is very important stuff when you are writing the program. In my last class I show you how to open the .NET Core and everything. Those who are not watch that video, I gave the video description below, the part 1 .NET Core introduction video. You just go and watch it. Okay, right. Now here first what I am going to do is, this is a sample class, right. This when the program is we are open, it look like this, right. So here I have create the class here, class, I have created the class person, right, when the class is started here, closing here, right. So this is the main method of the program, right. This class, inside the class I am going to create another class which name is person, right. This class name is person. So here I have given the description, okay, but I have given the explanation get and set. Okay, set is a receiver input, get is a send output. Okay, this is the receiver part, this is the get part, right? Get is a send part, set is a receiver, right? So here what I did here is I have create two variables here. So how to create the variable? Simply you can create right here, get and set method. You have to create like this, prop, okay, this one. You have to press tab key 2 times. You can get it here. Okay, I know. Okay, you can get it here. This how you can get it, right? Okay? Again, I am going to tell you prop, press tab key 2 times. You can get this one. It's very simple. Okay, this how you have to generate the get and set method. Very simple way you are using in .NET Core, right? So I have here we have to again I am going to prop, press tab key 2 times. You can get it. Integer net salary we have to write like this. Very simply we have to write like this. Okay, that's how we have created the variable. Okay, this we have set. First one is a get and set method. Other things we no needed. We only get set method. We can check, right? Okay, only one variable I have, integer variable created. We have set the get and set method. Now here after that inside the class I have create one method which is a salary increase, right? Salary increase I am going to create one method. Okay, increment, anything, increment, right? Okay, this function is started and closing here, right? So here we have to what's the error here called here, right? Now here what I did here is I have a return net salary plus 1000. What I did here is I have already created the variable here. You have to get this variable. If you have create the function using the data type over here, the function must return. Okay, if it is put it here void, it won't return. Okay, so you must create the return function using the int. Okay, int mean it should return. Okay, the function the method should be written. Okay, so return, what are you going to return? Return this net salary increment 1000. Okay, the net salary we have to increment by 1000. It will be increment by 1000. Okay, now what I did here is, so how this system work should be person. Okay, person is a class, so we have to create the class name here. You have to create the object P equal new person. So if you are using the new keyword, we have created the object of P. So P dot, you can see here P, if you press dot, it will be generate the net salary. It will be coming from here, this class, right? So this class is coming from here. If you are make it as a, if you are delete the private public keyword here, now you can see here, if you go here type P here, nothing will be displayed, because if you are not put the public access specifier before the data type, if you are not specify here, the program will be understand it will be the private. Okay, it will be understand as a private. So here if you are remove this one, this method also private. Okay, so you can't get it here there will be nothing you will be getting here, right? So if it is a public only, you can access anywhere of the program, right? That is the meaning of public. Public means you can access anywhere. Private means the within the class only. This is the class, this is the within the class only you can access the method and everything. Outside the class you won't be able to work with that. If you want to work with the outside the class, you must change as public. So that here now I have changed as public. Click here, you will be able to see the properties as net salary and increment, right? This both are public. Now I have to go to add the net salary as 3000, right? Net salary 3000. After that I am going to go to calculate the salary increment. Okay, otherwise you can say a bonus. Okay, so salary increment. Okay, salary increment means 3000 plus 4000. If you enter the, here is a 3000 3000 here. What happen is now the salary should be 3000. So 3000 plus 1000, what happen is 4000. So if you write console.writeLine p dot, if you call this method, it will be calculate the net salary. Okay, now let's run and check what happened. What will be the output? You can check out here. 4000 will be the output. Okay, now here you have here this one should be the access specifier. Okay, so this is access specifier, this is the get and set method, right? Now get how the work get and set method, here you can check here, set as a receiver, get as a sender. So if you are put here as private, you can check what happened. It show the error because here it will be receive the value, but the value you are entered here, it will be receive the value. If you are put as private, it won't be allowed to write here. Okay, now imagine if you put the private method before the get, what happened? This is very important stuff. What happened? Now it will be work. Okay, it will be work. Okay, now it will be program should be work. Now again you have to import the salary. Now here if you want to print the net salary, what is net salary you are entered here, only you have to display the salary as a console, it won't be allowed. Here it will be shown, right? Now here if you get it, it will work. Now you can see the output, what happened. If both are working, 3000 and 4000 are working. If you are put it here as private, it is send output, it will return. This is a receiver. Receiver means you can't allow to write here. If it is put before the get, it show the error. Okay, this one should be a good example of enter the pin number, it won't show you. Okay, just enter the pin number, it won't show you. Okay, this is the security purpose we are using. We are using this get and set method. In my next video, I will be making a simple example of encapsulation, how the system works, right? That is very important program. In my next tutorial, I will be explain very clearly using encapsulation, right? It is very helpful you to do your future project, right? So encapsulation we are using to using how to get set method work and get method work will teach in my upcoming video, in my next video. Keep in touch with our YouTube channel. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach .NET Core step-by-step tutorial. We have to discuss about the concept of encapsulation. Encapsulation, I hope you all study that. Simply we have look at the concept of encapsulation. Data hiding. Data hiding means necessary data will show to the people, unnecessary data we have hiding. There is a purpose of encapsulation. Only necessary data we will show to the people, unnecessary data we are hiding, right? A good example of the washing machine, right? Only we have to show to the people how to on the machine, how to do the basic functionality on everything to the people. Unnecessary data mean how the electricity works, other stuff, how to works another functionality, that's all the stuff we are hiding, right? That's a good example of the washing machine, right? So now let's moving to the practical, right? So this encapsulation things how to do in our .NET Core. Now I am going to open our .NET. So I have installed the .NET 2019, Visual Studio 2019. You must install this one. Okay. So now here create a new project. Right. Now here I am going to select as console application .NET Core, right? Click next. Now here I am going to create an encapsulation. create project. Location I have leave it as it is. Now the project you have to, it takes some time to create your project. Now your project has been created successfully. You can see here the defaultly hello world has been created, right? Now what I am going to do is here, I am going to create I have this programming class which is a defaultly created, right? This is a programming class, it defaultly created. Now I am going to go to create another class. So this class is open, close it. Now I am going to create another class, right? So here we have to write class, right here class. We have to give the name employee, right? You can create the class name any name, right? So I just create as employee class, open the bracket and close bracket. Inside the employee class I am going to create the variable, public variable int employee number, right? Okay, now here we have to put the get and set method, right? After that we have to write public int basic salary, right? That's the thing, two things we have created here. Okay, now here I am going to calculate the one, right? So here I just calculate I have created another function public, you have to write salary increment, right? We have to create the function, right? This one should be the return type, so we have to put it as int here, right? So open curly bracket and close curly bracket to close the function, right? So here first what I am going to do is here I am going to create the condition if employee number greater than 500, return 20,000, 50,000. Let's put it as 50,000. All right. Else return this one should be 30,000, right? So what I did here is the employee number. What is the employee number you are entered here? There are, if you are looking at the company, there are many employees are working on the particular company. Each employee has a unique identification number. So if the employee number above 500, the salary which is providing to the company 50,000, below 500 company will be provide the salary 30,000, right? This is the company rules. So let's now the function how to work. Okay, now the function how to work on the main method, right? So here employee, here we have to write, we have to create the object emp equal new employee, right? Now we have created the object of the class. This is the class. This class we have to get it here inside the main method. We have to run this in order to run the programming. Now we have to create the object as emp. It's an object. Okay, we have to use the keyword new to create the new object. Now how to call this class, this variable, right? Dot employee number equal, I am going to put it here as 502. Now I am going to print the application whether it is working or not. Let me check. Console.writeLine. Okay, we have to write inside the console.writeLine. We have to write this one, this class emp dot salary increment. Right. Now here you can check here and calculation. Now what the output will be displayed. Okay. If the employee salary you are entered here as 502, so what happens is it will be returning the 50,000 of the salary. Here it will be written as 50,000 salary. Okay, that's the thing we have to display. Okay, very basic salary calculation we are display here. Okay, now imagine the how the encapsulation work over here. So now you can see here without the encapsulation. Now here you are entered the employee number over here, right? Okay, now you are only the enter. Okay, now here if you want to check the answer, you can't. Here this number, what is the number you are entered the employee number? Here you have to call it here, right? Now you get it will be EMP employee number, right? It's a public this one. Right, this is not a function. Now you have to write here employee number. Now here you will be able to see. Now you can now here employee number also you could see, and the balance your salary will be here, you will be able to see. Okay, now if you encapsulate this one, so how to encapsulate this one? Here when you are I am only given when the employee number entered, the they can't see, only they see only the salary increment only, the salary, what is the employee number entered here, it will not show on the console, right? So how to do the task is, here you have to put it as a private. In my last tutorial I explained these two things, right? Private means it will be, if you call in here, it will be the security, it will be data ID. Okay, if you call it here private, it will show the error. Okay, only you will be able to view the data only, you will be able to enter the data only. Set means receiver of the data, get means send the data, right? We can't send the data. Okay, only the receive. Okay, but the employee number you are entered here, it will only be receiving, right? It won't be show. Okay, only this show the salary increment only. Now it show the error here. Now if you are put it here, it will be show error. This is the encapsulation part, right? It hiding something else, right? Only you will be able to enter the employee. After that you won't be able to see your employee number. Okay, good example of when you are go to the ATM machine, you will be you just insert your ATM card into the machine. The machine will ask you to enter the account holder password. If you enter the relevant password, it will be display your password into the actual ATM machine. But the same thing there will be encapsulate, right? The same thing here as we have to encapsulate like this. Okay, this is, imagine this is employee number, it won't be here, only here. So here only we have to get it, here we will be receive the password, it won't be show. Okay, that's why we have to put it like this. Okay, this is the essential way you have to write the programming. Okay, this is how we have to write the program, right? Okay, this is how we have to write. Okay, now let we again we have to check, right, output. Now imagine I am going to change the employee number as 200. What will be the output now? Sorry, not here, 202. What's the output now? Let me, can you imagine? Now returns as 30,000 because this is the below 500, so it will be not the, this condition will be failure, it will be go below. What is the else we are returning 30,000, it will be displayed, right? It's simple program we return, right? This is the very simple stuff. Here if you are put it to the private over here, you can check here what happened. Here it will be show the error, you can't input the data here. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, only we have to mostly we have to input, only we have to get also we have to put the private. Okay, for the encapsulation purpose, right? We only the here we only input the data, we can't show the input here, only we can input only, the output we can't show. Okay, that's why you have to put the private here. This is the good example of encapsulation. when you are work on this one, the private access here you have to put, okay, out the get and set method work. This is a good example, right? Don't worry about this, all the source code I will provide in my website, tutorsfunny.com website. Thank you for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to teach about the enumeration in C#.NET Core. Here I already opened the Visual Studio 2019. Here create new project. So you have to select the core, right? Console core and click next. Here I am going to create the project name as enumeration. Right. Create. Right. My new project is creating. You have to wait some time to create the project. Now the project has been created successfully. Now here I am going to create the enumeration. So how to do the task is, first we have to start the keyword enu, right? So we have to write this is same thing I have already written. So without wasting a time of writing, here this one for enumeration creating. Keyword you have to use enum. Days, right? You have to create any name of the enumeration. Days I have to create as enumeration name days. So I have this following days we have to return. Okay, from Sunday to I have returned Saturday. These are the following days I have returned, right? Enumeration start with the tag, starting tag and closing tag over here. After that, I am going to how to work with this program is simply we have to write a class. I have created another class, so I have to, without wasting a time, so I have to already create the class, right? So here I just copy and paste it over here, class employee, right? You can create any name of the class name. I just create the name of employee. So here I have written the inside the employee class I have created the method called which is a print day, right? So here I have created the print the statement like this. Okay, days mean but this is the name of the enumeration days. What's the day you have to select here? I am going to select as, if you click on this one, press dot, all the enumeration property will be, you will be able to see all the enumeration property here. All the properties are there. If you are execute as a Tuesday, if you are select the Tuesday will be there, right? This is how it program work. Now here what I am going to do is here, now here I am going to execute inside this main method of this class, right? So how to write here is, so I've already, this all the stuff I will discuss about our last tutorial, so I have to, without wasting our time, and I just copy and paste and tell that. So this is our class name. So we have to write inside the main method we have to call it the class name. This is the employee. I have created the object E, new employee me. We have create the keyword of new, created the object E. E mean is the object creation of employee class, right? This is the object creation of employee class. This is a class we have created as a object E, right? In this class, E mean in this class here, if you go here, put dot, what are the properties inside this class, it will be displayed here. Here print day, this is the property. So here open curly bracket and close curly bracket, this is a method close, right? So what you are written in this inside this method, it will be printing over here, right? That's how the programming work of enumeration, right? Enumeration in C#. This is simple way we have to write enumeration, right? So you have the enumeration. This enumeration we have to write C#. Right. We have to comment, okay? Command, single line command, this is enumeration, okay? Right. Now when you are execute the program, you will have to get the output as which one? Tuesday. You will be we'll see what the output will be displayed. This project is building. Okay, it built successfully. Right. Now you can see the output as Tuesday, right? So you have to call it as Tuesday. Now if you are change it as a Friday, now you can execute it. Now this time it will be loaded, right? At the first time only it take some time to load the program here. After that it will be normally it will be load and working, right? Here it is very easy stuff to here Sunday it will be working, right? The animation is very easy stuff we are doing in .NET Core. Okay, here this is very simple stuff to we have to write the enumeration in C#.NET Core. Okay, I hope you guys you understood the enumeration concept well. Enumeration you can put it as a year also. Okay, if you want to month, okay, if you want to calculate the month January, from January to December, you can write like this, and you can the same thing you can calculate like this. Okay, you can do the following stuff. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any doubt on this, you can ask me anytime. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching. Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to continue the tutorial of .NET Core Part 5 tutorial. So first I am going to do the for each loop. So let me see how the for each loop will work. Okay, so first what I did here is I already created the console application over here. So this is the main method of the program. Inside the main method I have created the array, right? This is called as string array. This is the array name, right? So values, so these are the values. So here these are the values, right? Hello. Okay, so now I want to display this hello message. So here we have to write the for each loop. So you have to write var item. This is a variable I have created. In mean it is a keyword. Values mean these are the array values. What are all the values should be passing to the values here. Okay, this array passing to this array variables. Okay, so this value should be coming here. So if you are write console.writeLine item, what happen is each time it will be loop. First time you hello print, h print, second time e print, third time l, fourth time l, sixth time this one should be 0, right? Here array always start with the position of 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is how the array works, right? Now let's see the output. How the output like this. You can check the output hello. It working successfully well, right? Okay. Now let's discuss about the part of inheritance. So how the inheritance works in C#.NET. Let me see step by step. Now first what I am going to do is here we have to remove these lines. Okay, now I am going to create the inheritance. So how the inheritance work we have to write. Okay, so first I am going to create a class. So we have to create a class name which is address. Class name which is address. So address I am going to type here. We have to write class. Now address we have to type over here. We have to write the variables. We have to write prop. So we have to write press 2 time tab keys. You can get the properties like this. My property. The first property I am going to write here. This is a string. You have to write string house number. Right. The get and set method. So again I am going to create another property. So prop. Press tab key on your keyboard 2 times. It will be generated. This is how we have generated. This is they are the way. Okay. So the same string variable string. You have to write here the split. Right. The same thing I just copy and paste over here. You have to change this one as a city. Right. You have to get and set method. We have set it here. Okay. These are the properties you have set it here. After that, what I am going to do here is we have to write the same class. I just copy, get the copy, another copy. These are the properties we have to declare. Right. So now let's see how the programming work here. Okay. Before we have to inherit it. I am not use any inherit any classes here. So here what I am going to do is here. So here you can see here we have to instantiation we have to do here. So we have to create the class address. We have to create the variable a equal new address. So I want to get the properties of this class address class. We have to get the object address class object a dot. You get all the properties of it. House name, house number, street, all the stuff. House number you have to generate here 111. Right. So here, sorry, we have to put it the double quotation mark. So because this is a string, house number is string, so that we have to write in the double quotation mark. Now here we have to write how to print this one, console dot write line. You have to write this way. The same thing. Control C to copy, Control V to paste here. This already we have to shown this one. Okay. So before we have to before do the inheritance part, we have to do the output look like this. Okay. Now what I am going to do is here, I am going to create another class. So the same class I am going to copy and paste it over here. This class I am going to create as house address. Okay. Okay, house address. So house address I am going to create only the one things we have to create, a house name only. Right. Now I want to access, if you are go here, the same thing, house address. Okay, we have to create the house address over here. House address, we have to create a variable here. Now let's look at the concept here. A, we have to create the house address class. We have to create the object A. If I put dot, only you can get only this class. What is the property you are declaring inside the class, only you can get. You can't get this class also, or this all the properties you can't get here. So how to get this class values, okay, in this class. Okay, that's how the inheritance work, right? So inheritance works. So you have to, if it is a C#, you have to write the colon. This is how you have to write the inheritance, right? This is the address class. So this is the parent class, this is a child class. So this is the address. I have you have to use the inheritance. So if you are use the inheritance, what happen is, what are the properties you are inside this class, all the property will be coming this class as well. So now you will be able to go a dot, you can get all the properties, house name, house number, street, and everything you can get it. This is how the inheritance get. Okay. Right. Now imagine I need to create another class. Control C to copy, Control V to paste here. Right. So now what I am going to do is here. Now I am going to name this class as shop address. Okay. Now I want to, here only you have a class here, address class. I have different address class. Address class has these methods. So house, here I am going to change it shop name. Now let's look at the output. Now go here. Now I am going to get this one as a shop address. The same thing, shop address. This class I have created the object is equal new shop address. Okay. Now let's look at the concept of inheritance. So how to call this? These all the properties I want to call in this class too, shop address too. And here this class property, how can I get it? So here only you can get only one class. Okay, s dot city, house name, shop name, street. This all are coming from this class, and this class property only display. Okay, so this class property we couldn't get here. House name, will it available? So you can check. It's not available house name on this property. So how to declare this class? Okay, here you can't inherit two classes. Here if you inherit two classes, it shows the error in program. If it is a interface, you can inherit more than one class. If it is interface, you can inherit, okay, more than one interface you can inherit, but classes you can't inherit more than one classes. This is the general rule of the program, right? So how to get this possible? How to get this property inside this class? So how it's possible? Okay, this class, Control C to copy, Control V to paste here. So this class property you can get it here. Now what happened? What I have to do here is, this class has a address property. we have to inherit this class, we have to already inherit address. So this all the address class property reside on this class, house class. So again the shop class also we have to call this address, we have to this shop class we have to inherit the house address. What happened? The shop house address include we have to inherit address class all the properties. So and house class property also it's included. So it's both will be coming here. Now if you just take a look at this, the concept s dot, you can check here all things, the house name will be there, right? Here all things are there. Here city, house is coming as a alphabetical order. So city, house name, house number, shop name, street, all the properties will be displayed. Okay, this of the inheritance, right? There are many students have a confused about the inheritance, how to inherit one more classes, right? There are many students confusing about this concept. So that I have explained simple example, right? How the thing is work. Okay, it is a very simple concept you must understand. If you are not understand this concept well, you can't write the programming. The MVC also you difficult to study. If you are study this concept clearly, the program will be easy. So how to inherit two more classes, right? Okay, that's the thing we have to do, right? I hope you understand this concept well. If you have any doubt on this, you can ask me anytime. If you like my channel, please subscribe me, like me. Thank you for watching.